Back to stimulus, Kate, and then I'll move on to Phil. But the stimulus that we're seeing now, I don't think the spigot's going to be turned off next year. In fact, they might even turn it up a little. So even with these levels, does that mean there's more to go?
God only knows, right?
Yep.
Very hard to tell what Washington's going to do. I think, having said that, I do think the administration, both administrations, will be rational. Congress will be rational. So they're going to look at what the market needs, look at what the economy needs, and they've certainly showed a willingness to help the economy where necessary, help people, help jobs. So I'm reasonably optimistic.
Okay.
Now everyone spends money, right?
So I noticed something when the pre-interview, you said expectations for if the Senate remains in Republican hands, I don't anticipate a lot of changes. So, A, is that an expectation that you have? And B, you didn't even broach the possibility that it doesn't, and what that would mean in terms of whether you would think that's more negative or what you can be agnostic. I don't care about your politics, but what do you think would be better for the markets and for Wall Street?
The market, believe it or not, little known secret, actually does better under Democrats. Who knew? So I think that is definitely a positive. Having said this, divided government is better for everyone. So
right.
I actually don't spend a lot of time thinking about politics. I really just focus on fundamentals. I think if you're a long-term investor, you're thinking about the long term. In the short term, those things are noise. I think things will work out.
I've seen that data, Phil, you have probably too, for Democratic presidents. A lot of times I look at it, I think, well, by the time Clinton got in, he had Reagan, who revolutionized the entire economy. But we're not going to get into it. And the other thing is, you're talking about Democratic presidents. Even Bill Clinton had a Republican. He had Newt Gingrich there. So it's in a vacuum. It's tough to really say sometimes. Phil, what do you think? Would you care if the Democrats took both seats in Georgia?
We would. And I agree with the point that Democratic presidents don't care as much. The work we've done suggested that actually Congress is the more important dynamic, that if you have divided government, legislative check and balance, that tends to work better for the stock market. And so these two open Senate seats in Georgia are critically important. Now, we checked the polls just yesterday. And according to Trafalgar, who tends to be one of the better, less biased polls, Kelly Loeffler looks like she's up by about 6 points and David Perdue up by about 2 points. So if the Republicans were able to hold, one of those two seats, then we will have orchestrated sort of a divided government, a nice legislative check and balance. And I think that's exactly what the stock market and the American people want. Keeping the next set of legislative initiatives sort of right smack in the middle of the fairway, as opposed to getting too far to the left or the right.
Yeah, and we know what happened in the House, too. I'm still watching. I don't know where that finally shakes out, but it certainly wasn't everything that Speaker Pelosi, had in her Christmas stocking list. That's for sure.
So the Democrats in the House, Joe, had a 35-seat lead that they thought would get up to about 55 seats. Right now, it looks like it's 9 seats.
That's so bizarre.
I think there's one New York 22. They're still counting or lawsuits going on. So that lead, Pelosi's lead in the House, shrunk pretty sharply.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.